Adaptive AI was added to MotoGP24 to help newer players, and although it definitely worked in some ways, it was definitely broken in other ways. Today's video, we're going to test GP25 to see if adaptive AI has improved or has it gotten worse. So first things first, we actually need to enable the adaptive AI. So for easiest way to do it for me, go into Grand Prix, hit X on Xbox, square on the PlayStation controllers, and you'll be brought to this menu. And you'll see down here, adaptive AI. It literally just does that, enable. Now there is a little info box, which I will read out. Adaptive AI is a system that adjusts your opponent's level based on your performance. The system learns by your riding style, so the more you play, the more precise the calibration will be. And in brackets, what you can't see is in theory. So it says there, by deactivating the adaptive difficulty, data on your driving skills will be lost. If you reactivate it, it will take a few races before returning to optimal calibration. So basically, I'm going to do 3 races as Marini at Jerez. I'm not going to try anything stupid. I'm going to keep the bike completely the same. I'm going to just ride as consistent as possible. And then race 4 or 5 will be where we'll actually judge them to see if they've picked up anything from me. So let's get into race 1. So we're starting P22. Unfortunately, this is my 3rd attempt at starting the first race. First time I had no vibration at all, so I had to restart the game. And the second time, it's changed all of my assists. Automatic gears were on, and a lot of other weird features came on in the game, so I had to restart that one. And obviously, if you've been watching my opening few videos on the game, you will know that my ride height device is set to automatic from the game, and I can't turn it off. So hopefully I've switched it back there now again. Let's hope it fixes it. I'm really hoping that we do get a update in the next couple of days. But back to the adaptive AI, you can clearly see as we just roll around the outside of Marc Marquez that it will always start very low. Thanks, Pecco. Punting Martin wide, allowing Marini into the lead. So it looks like the right height device isn't coming on, which is good. So maybe we finally have fixed that. But like I was saying, the adaptive AI start out quite low and then build up to. But I'm going to keep pushing on now. 3-lap race here. I'm going to keep going at my pace, get up to speed with the track. This is my first race of the day, of course, and I still don't have many hours on this game, so I still need to find my feet with it. But we're going to try and keep a steady pace and see, even by the end of race 1, do they actually adapt and start to come back at me. So already by turn 3 and turn 4 on lap 2, we have about 6.5 seconds. So as we cross the line, I'm hoping that isn't as big. Let's hope it maybe grows another couple of seconds, but maybe not 18 seconds if in 3 race laps that we do 6 seconds a lap. So we need to just keep an eye on really what it turns out as. But so far this one, we haven't pulled away that much, but I feel like it's these slower corners here that they were really passenger in, and that's where I was gaining a lot of my time. So it does look like they have adapted. So basically we're 6.5 seconds clear by the end of lap 1. Now we're only 9.9. I've gone a bit deep here, so it looks like they have picked up the pace drastically already by a couple of seconds. So as I was saying at start, if they're on easy difficulty from starting out, just to kind of give the player a fair crack of the whip, they've definitely jumped now maybe 30-40% up in the AI chart. So that's good to see that it immediately recognizes that I'm much faster. So again, this lap 3 will be very interesting. So 1 corner to go. We're pretty much in touch with our own lap, and I haven't pulled away at all in this lap, so they've definitely jumped up on lap 3 to recognize my speed, which is really good to see. Crash for Marquez in the last sector, unfortunately. But end of race 1, and already it looks like they've adapted quite well to me. We end up 9.5 seconds ahead of Pecco. Fastest laps, everyone beat my lap. Now there's always a bit of a milestone thing where when you finish, the AI's generated times can spike, and you end up then seeing like I remember GP21, you was obviously Rossi finishing like 19th, and he'd be like 2 seconds a lap faster anyone on the last lap. So it's one of those things. So the 36.2 from Quartararo, I don't believe he actually did that. But the fact that they're all somewhat near my lap times means that when I do the next race, I reckon straight away I'll struggle to go through the pack. So exactly the same setup, same tires, same everything. Be very interesting now how they react on lap 1. So they're always a bit weak on the opening corners of the opening lap of the race. This is nothing to do with difficulty. This is just them being tentative. Which, to be fair, in real life, it can happen too. Riders being tentative if they get caught in the wrong parts of the track. But already on the first race, we are past Marquez at this corner up into P4. We're now only at P14, and we're being overtaken by one of the other Promax. That's Miguel Oliveira. So already they look pretty close to my pace, which is props to Milestone, because I know a lot of the people last year were unhappy that the feature came in and it seemed to be a bit buggy, but Like, I barely could outbrake the Pramac there in front of me, the Yamaha of Oliveira. This is very interesting to see. Now, I imagine this race I'll go a bit slower because I probably will be in traffic. So, next race, will it slow down again slightly and I come back to the front? I do not know, but this is why we're here today, to test this out, to see. So everyone at home doesn't have to do these tests, they can just watch the video and understand what they're in store with when they play with the adaptive AI. But I'm not on the back of Bezecchi like I was already in the previous race, so this is very, very good to see that they've straight away kind of clocked onto my pace. And they're not after going far too much the other way. He's not pulling away from me. Now, you probably could argue factory pretty should be pulling away from the factory Honda, but so far this year in real life, we've seen that's not such the case. Around the outside of Bez. So we're actually very impressed. End of lap 1, and I'm only up to P13, P12 on the outside, but we're not going to get this stopped. Yeah, they're pretty much nailed on what my pace is at the moment with this Honda. It's not easy for me to get ahead. I don't have any sort of speed difference in the straight line or the braking or in through the corners, which is good. I'm probably just a bit quicker, but I don't have enough to overtake. One of the biggest gripes people had with this system last year is that no matter what your pace was, the game always let you kind of finish around 4th. It always had you feeling like you were around 4th place, which a lot of people didn't like that. They kind of had that buffer that built in, that like you were always kind of roughly, there was a couple of guys that were slightly faster than you, and then the rest of the field you could be comfortably in. You kind of get caught in that little void in between. Whereas like at the moment, I got onto the first lap with a couple of positions, and now I've been stuck here basically in the train. So it's good to see, because this is exactly what the adaptive AI should be doing. Is this Zeki again having a moment in the last corner, and by this I mean adapting to me and not let me win, not destroying me, and not leave me for dust, but being consistent and being fast and being impressively accurate after one race, which is really good to see. So they've clearly worked on this milestone, so props in for that. This last lap has not been great. We've been passed by Algear, we've dropped off the Pramax, but this Honda is in and battling around where the other Hondas are, speaking of Zarco. So it's put me in and around where it should be. Now, unfortunately, the current bike, shall we say, performances are wrong at the launch, so the Honda is slightly worse than it probably should be. But that was very, very impressive how they reacted only after one kind of trial race to show them off my pace. What will make or break this system in this video for me is if I do race 3 next and I'm instantly back on the podium. That will break it, because that's not what we want. We don't always want to be winning races. The whole point of having the AI on adaptive is to keep us in a nice window, maybe, that you're fighting for the points, and if you perform well you can go up and get podiums and maybe win. But you don't want to keep handed podiums every race because they slightly slowed down because they felt like they were too fast for you last time. So let's hope, let's pray that race 3 is actually going to be hard again for me. Okay, I'm actually looking forward to this one the most now that we've seen what they can do. So again, we're being very aggressive. In the opening lap we have made it up to about P13, which is where we were last time. We're having a nice little battle here with Vinales rubbing and racing. Again, they seem pretty decent. Corner speed doesn't seem ridiculously down now. I reckon they are a bit slower, so I probably could have passed Vinales, even though he is kind of boxed in as he just wallops the back for me. Now Laguerre. Again, on a straight line in slipstream, I'm slightly faster than Vinales, but he looks back at me. Which is good to see. They are definitely not after taking 10-15% off. It seems that like they've made small changes, because I reckon I'm slightly quicker. Once again though, I don't find it easy to overtake, so we made it to about 12th again. Oh, what a lunge. So we're having a decent enough battle here. They're definitely around my speed. They're quite aggressive, which is good to see. They're actually fighting me and they're not just leaving me have the blazes. But what I will say is that they do feel pretty close to my pace. I reckon if I clear it, I could probably get away from some of these middle of the pack guys. What is this market? Oh no, it's Pecco. What is he doing down this low? So 37.3 from Mark in the lead. I did 38.0. So this is a bit slower, but this is because I'm battling. So again, they have slowed down slightly for me, which is, I suppose, the right way to do it. But they haven't jumped back that now I'm winning again, which is good. So it would kind of ruin the immersion if you're doing this in the career mode. And finish maybe 12th at Magello, and then the next race you go to, you're like P1 and winning by 10 seconds. But they have just dropped their pace ever so slightly because we're now catching them a bit faster. So I think It says that the calibration is done per race basis, but I reckon it's done lap by lap, because now I'm taking time out of these guys way faster. Look how much I'm passing around. So there's what I would class as a bit of rubber banding, which is oh, he comes back at me in fairness, Mr. Digi, which is never good to see the rubber banding, but it's kind of the way it has to work in a way, really. Unfortunately, having something that's adaptive has to rubber band somehow. To be fair, it's not massively noticeable. I can just see it myself because I know, well, I know a lot about this sort of bike racing stuff, so I can kind of feel exactly when if I'm doing well or not well, and if I'm gaining a lot on inch, or if I'm in what sort of a phase I'm quicker. And I can kind of just see it. Oh, that's Marquez. He's done it again. It's twice, 2 races in a row he's done that. Don't think it might sound like Marquez, maybe. So by the end of the race, we've ended up 6th, provided no one crashes here at the last corner. So again, they have dropped the pace ever so slightly. And I think I'm going to set the fast lap of the race. I did a 36 in that last lap, so it was a pretty decent lap for me. So if you look at some of the lap times from the guys, especially that finished before me, about a second in hand to me. So again, I win that race comfortably if it was just a bit longer. But again, I think from lap 1 to lap 3, they did slightly come back to me in terms of pace. So this is 3 races done now. So this is kind of what my test was to see what they were like when we go from race 3 onwards. But it does seem that, like, literally per lap basis, they seem to be, they do get slightly adjusted, which is good to see. But at the same time, though, if I crash a turn 1, lap 1, does that mean I have 20% AI that I can catch up to them? Because that's not what you want. If you crash a turn 1, you want to basically have to ride out of your skin to get P15. So it's going to be interesting these next couple of ones, and I might actually try it in race 5. I want to see what race 4 brings me now first. But again, so far what I've seen is that they slightly alter it and kind of trying to keep me in check the whole time. But if I throw in a spanner, what happens? Race 4 is about to go. So again, they are getting boxed in on lap 1, so we have made it up about 8-9 positions. Couple more into Michelin. I think I'm getting a feel for this Honda around here now, though, because I am going a bit quicker. So already I just feel this difficulty is slightly too low for me, the amount I've gained on factory KTMs in there, and I can just turn underneath. I can just feel that I have the speed advantage. So this unfortunately is too low. Now hopefully once I destroy them in lap 1, lap 2 and 3 is where they absolutely kill me. But this feels like we've gone actually too much of a step backwards, because they're, again, maybe not holding me up, but I'm definitely being balked slightly. Did try and think about going for the lunge on Cotterara there, but Honda said no. Again, just cutting through the field quite well around the outside of Agora. I have to avoid the back of Alex Marquez. But again, we're up to P6 here as we go around the outside of the track of Aprilia. So, too much of a jump forward, unfortunately, in this race for me. We're in hot, we're here going to kill a couple of people. That's probably why they're being quite aggressive when I'm doing stuff like that to them. No surprise to see we're under investigation. Now this lap here is going to be critical to see if the 3 Spanish champs or Spanish champions in front of me and Pecco, forgot he was not Spanish, if they pull away from me. But already you can see Marcus is not. He's holding me up quite a bit. I'm just out of here again, very wide. I'm going to just lift him up off the race line. But yeah, the difficulty at the moment unfortunately is far too low. So I think, oh, we got that all wrong. I did say what happens if I crash, so we're going to simulate a crash there. I was in deep, but I wanted to see what would happen. It looks like they're trying to slowly work me to the point where my pace should be around P4, P5 again. As race 1 obviously far too fast, race 2 was good, but they were too fast for me. Race 3 was pretty decent. I kind of felt like I adjusted mid-race, whereas this is too easy. I win this race if I didn't crash there that corner, I feel. But again, let's see now. Do they just absolutely pull over and let me turn off for the rest of this race? Or will the pace adjust to what I did on lap 1 and will they pull away from me again? So it's going to be a very interesting little test, this. About to be overtaken by our teammate. Not today. So So 37.8 for Martin, that's nothing special really. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe they don't adjust mid-race, but it would seem to be in the other races that they did. Inside the Zarco, almost into the back of Oliveira. Oh, Pecco's down. Oh, he's gone off fast there, is he out on the left? Oh, it's a bad rejoin. Oh, I was too busy looking at Pecco rejoining to see where I was going. I'll just rewind this because I don't want to scuff the race too much, because I feel like then race 5 will be too much of a kind of outlier because I did such a poor race there. So one crash here, I want to see how it affects me. I'm going to go wide this time and around Pecco, much better. But you can see my pace is still much stronger than the guys around me. It's only a matter of where I'm going to pass them, not if. So unfortunately, it still feels like it's plagued by the issues that 24 had, where it wants you constantly at the front. But I suppose for the average player, picks up the game, this is probably exactly what they need. But for me, don't think this is the way forward really for my career modes. Just feel like they are just a bit slow. I shouldn't have made it back up to this. Basically nearly a top 10 after a crash. This is a bad place to go for it into Ferrari. I'm not going to do a long lap. I'm not sure what I got the long lap for, to be honest. It must be for killing someone. So you can turn underneath KTM. Yeah, like I shouldn't have been able to do that. And I just get to the line after him actually, so Vinales beats me there. But yeah, race 4, slightly disappointing that they were that slow. 37s, 38s are the guys in front of me. That's unfortunately a bit too slow. So again, we're going to go one more. That was a bit of a messy race, and I kind of enjoyed that because now I want to see, do I break it in race 5? So race 5 and the final of this one. This is going to be an interesting one now, because I keep saying it. It's going to be an interesting one. This is going to be an interesting one because every race there's something new to learn. So we've got a poor start, but I want to say really, are they any faster? Because race 4 was pretty average, unfortunately, from them, and it looks like they've actually gone backwards. They are slow in the opening corner, I will give them that, but this looks excessive. We're going to just do a little jump around here. I'll say I don't think I did any good laps in race 4, so I wonder, is it just simply off lap time and not the pace that I could have had? And we're getting way better drive and around the outside. I'm going to call it immediately. They have gone backwards again, as we're already up to P11. Let's see Jorge Martin. The one thing I will say though, even though that Aldeguer just released the brake, caused a big accident, the acceleration on the straights and the braking stuff, it's much better. So they don't just slow on the straights, they're slow on the corners, which is the right way to do it. Everybody can twist the throttle and go fast in a straight line. That's not the hard part, so it's good to show that they're slowing them down in the right way. For me and Aldeguer long lap, no surprise. Oh, we got put on the grass here. That's it, the corner cut. Thanks, Frankie. Oh, drop position. Go on, go on, go on. I did it, come on, let me through. Okay, so it takes a bit of time to register our drop position, which isn't hindsight. I wanted to just like drop the position and immediately overtake him, which we've kind of done anyway. So we managed to get a long lap on lap 2. I think all from track extending, because we're just trying to pass people that are a bit slower than us, so we have to go around and off the normal racing line. And even though I'm much faster than him, I don't find that easy to overtake them. In a straight line braking contest against Fabio there, he did win now. My supreme corner speed got me a better run out. Oh, he fights back though! Oh, fair play to him. I like it, I like it. But again, I feel like they've immediately reacted by my speed lap 1, because I've cut through the field, flew up to about P6, P7. Now they're still slightly slower than me, but now they're fighting me quite hard, and it's quite hard to overtake them. Oh, Pecco, I saw that coming. Something with the factory, the guys, they just love turning into Crivia too much. Marcus gets on fright when he sees the factory Honda overtake him at Herret. Oh, the 36.7 for me, so that's a fast lap, so I'm not too surprised that they're struggling to keep my speed. It's fast lap for me, I should say, of course. So what I think has happened, right, just judging from the 5 races, is that when you turn on initially, it's really sensitive, so it can adjust per lap basis. I think then after the 2 or 3 races, it goes to adjusting per race basis. So to kind of cut out the rubber banding so that you can have a bad race and you can have a really good race, but they won't just yo-yo in the middle of a race, which I suppose is probably good. Oh, that was some save. But the issue I'm having at the moment is that they're just slightly on the safe side. They don't want to be too hard, they want to be a bit easier, which is allowing me to probably win too much. Like most people's career modes are going to be 35-50% races, and they're going to have enough time to kind of pick off one rider at a lap at a time. I've corner cut again. It's probably going to be another long lap. Oh, got us around the outside. That's a crash, that's a crash, that's a crash. Should have been. The run though we got. So yeah, it's got to be P3 on the road, but probably P5, P6 with my penalty. Now, the final verdict, I suppose, is that I feel overall it's made an improvement from GP24, but it still has slight issues that it can be a bit too easy for you. Now, if you are a new player in 24 or 25, whatever you're coming from, it's probably not a bad idea to run it, because it does work. It does do exactly what it says, but it's just probably for your more experienced player, it'll probably be a bit more annoying when you win, because you feel like, oh, well, the AI were just slightly too slow for me this race. It wasn't that I won because I made the difference. It was that last race I was a bit slow, and then they've kind of reacted to that and they've slowed them down, and I was a bit quicker here, and then I've gone from 16 to winning here. So I feel in a career mode you'd have a very scattered season where you could probably end up first, and then they'd be too hard. The next race should be 8, so it's going to be constantly battling back and forth. Now that might be what some people want. I'm not too sure. I'd rather just have a set figure and know that if I beat them, it's me, and if they beat me, it's them. It's not the fact that, like, oh, well, the game tried to make it easier for me and tried to make it this way. So let me know yourselves in the comments if you are running this in your career modes, and do you think it personally works? I think, again, the less experienced people will have a lot more fun with this than the more experienced people, but at the same time, though, this game needs to cater to everyone, so it's a great feature to have. And again, I give them props, because I think it is better in 25. They have taken the data and what they've learned from GP24 and made it better. So I'm going to end it there. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I should catch you in the future for another GP25 video. Thanks for watching. Slán go fóill buachaillí.